Peace. What's the word? What's happening, everybody? Give everybody a chance to tap in with the kid before we start building on the subject matter for the day. Hopefully, y'all having a powerful Friday. Hopefully, y'all been having a smooth month. Hopefully, y'all been having a smooth week. We're going to keep the smoothness rolling, man. Hopefully, y'all been staying healthy, staying peaceful, staying out the way, staying productive and efficient, knocking your goals out, man. But what's the word? Let me know how we living and feeling on this wonderful Friday. Before I start building on this subject matter, we got to do some not venting, not preaching, but we just gonna do some building today. I'm gonna leave it at that, man. Let me know how y'all living and feeling, man. Y'all see the subject matter, y'all see the title of this particular stream. We gotta go in. It's been a minute since I went in on this type of time. So hey, long awaited. What's the word though, man? Let me know how y'all living and feeling. Kirk, peace, what's happening? What's the word? How we living and feeling on this wonderful Friday? Hopefully everybody staying healthy out here, man, for real. Devin, peace, what's happening? What's the word? Lindell, peace, what's happening? What's the word? How we living and feeling on this wonderful Friday, man, before we start diving into the subject matter, man, which might lead to a little venting. 2 Block, what's happening? Jawan, peace, what's happening? What's the word? How are my brothers and sisters living and feeling? Been a minute since I tapped in on the live, but hey, we in here now. We in this thing. And we got a lot to say. I know y'all done been tapping in to what's been going on recently. Y'all know I wasn't going to let it slide without me having to chime in and throw my 25 cents into the mix. Y'all already know. Got to tap in and build on some things. The CEO piece, what's happening? Devin, is crazy. Like you get notifications now that I don't go live as much, but when I was going live frequently, nobody was getting notified. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy how they do you out here. But it's all good. We're going to prosper anyway. We're going to prosper out here. But y'all see, man, I know y'all been tapped into what's happening out here, man. I don't even have to mention some of these things that's been going on. We all tapped in. Y'all know what's happening. It's hard for you to be active on social media and not be tapped into what's happening out here. For real. Hey, Soul Flow, peace. Appreciate that donation for sure. Appreciate it. But yeah, it's hard for you to be tapped into social media out here and not be tapped into what's going on. There's been a lot of nonsense going on, and I just been sitting back, observing, analyzing, tapping into the contradictory nature of some folks, tapping into the hypocrisy. A lot of people out here not making any sense in regards to their response to some things that's happening out here, man. And y'all know exactly who and what I'm talking about. Oh, James, peace, what's happening? For sure. I've been locked in, just trying to figure everything out, so I always take a step back from, being active, reading a little bit more, all that good stuff, man. But now we ready to get back into the mix a little more consistently out here. 2 Block, appreciate that donation for sure. Peace. But yeah, man, I know, and I'm going to ask y'all, a lot of times we get on these platforms, those of us that go live, and we just throw our opinion out here. Well, I'm going to ask y'all before I even tap in and build, I want to see how y'all feel about these situations or these circumstances that we dealing with, that we have been dealing with recently. So how do you all feel about, we just going to tap into that Usher and Keke Palmer situation with the boyfriend. As a matter of fact, I don't even want to do that. I'll forget his name, but I don't want to do that. Let me hold on. I know it's Darius something, but I want to get the whole name out here. Yeah, Darius Jackson. Because I don't want to disrespect a brother like that, because that's all you be seeing. It'd be like Keke Palmer's boyfriend. Like, he has a name, fam. So we got to call that man by his name. I'm not going to disrespect that brother any more than he already feels disrespected. His name is Darius Jackson. You know, so I'm gonna go ahead and speak his name instead of saying Keke Palmer's boyfriend. That's disrespectful. You know, straight up. But how do you all feel about the Usher, Keke Palmer, Darius Jackson, who is Keke Palmer's boyfriend? How do y'all feel about that situation? How do y'all feel? Do y'all feel he was right the whole way he went about it? Do y'all feel like he was right to a certain extent? He shouldn't have took it to social media. What do y'all feel about her? What do y'all even feel about Usher? You know, what y'all feel about it? Let me know. Tap in with me. Let me know how y'all feel before I tap in and speak on some things that I observed. What did y'all take away from it? You know, what was y'all takeaway? How do y'all see that situation? Go ahead and drop y'all perspective in the chat, man. Drop the perspective in the chat. I want to know how y'all see that situation. And I'm going to wait to see some responses before I add my little 25 cents, you know. But I want to know how y'all see that situation. Akuma, what's happening? MC, peace, what's happening? So how y'all see that situation for sure? Akuma, you say she has played a lady pimp in the movie. And Kai, peace, what's happening? You say shouldn't have did it online. Okay. Terenzo, peace, what's happening? So how y'all feel about it? How y'all feel about that whole Usher, Keke Palmer, Darius Jackson, whom is the boyfriend? How do y'all feel about it? What was y'all takeaway from it? I got a lot of things that I took away from it that don't even really involve them. It's things that I observed in regards to people's responses to it, because not most of the time I don't really care about the actual like parties involved. I don't care about that. I look at how other folks responded. That's what when stuff like this happens, I pay attention to the responses. Like I pay attention to what other people are saying, because it lets me know a lot about them. So I pay attention to how other people saw it, what other people were saying. Predominantly women. I wanted to pay attention to how women were responding to this situation. So I was just looking at a lot of responses, fam. So my takeaway is based off of how I was seeing people respond to it and what they were saying. All right, so Kurt, Lindell, just to give y'all a brief summary of what happened, I don't even know where they was at. All I know is I think it must have been the concert, the Usher concert or something. So, you know, I guess Usher had a concert, whatever it was. Keke Palmer was up there with him. She had on some revealing clothes, like see-through joint, so you can kind of see the backside and whatnot. And she was up on the stage, and you know, Usher was grinding all up on her. Then the boyfriend, Darius Jackson, didn't approve, so he got on Twitter and said, you know, she's a mom. She shouldn't be dressing like that. All that type of stuff. She got a child at home, like he's protecting his brand. He has standards and things like that. So he spoke out against the way his girlfriend, Keke Palmer, was dressed and up there acting in regards to that whole situation with Usher. So that's the big thing right now. DSP, you say, I think both Keke and Dude are clowns. They both embarrassed each other. Okay. Akuma, you say, I feel you shouldn't have children as a boyfriend, especially when she is a public figure. Soulflow, you say he was within his rights. He felt disrespected publicly, so it had to be addressed publicly. I saw a lot of that. I saw a lot of people say that one right there. Montel, what's happening? Okuma, he needs the marital structure to enforce this situation. MC say this clearly ain't the first time this happened. Probably been going on for a while, and this get more out of control. Okay. Devin, you say, I feel like he was right, although I wouldn't have addressed it on social media. Many women show how hypocritical they are. They only want men to be men on their own terms. Antonio, what's happening? Let's see here. Terenzo say, I'm at the age, the way people react is hilarious. I may as well call myself undefeated. Hey, the way people react is definitely hilarious. Hey, why you say I would have to agree? No lie. Say she's been doing this for a while or trying to for a while and just wanted the big stage to do it. And Terenzo, you say now that's his baby's mother's correct. Yep, correct. T Solo, peace, what's happening? So yeah, let me know how y'all feel, because like I said, I got a lot to say. One thing I did observe though is how men, we can't win, at all in regards to what we say. That's why I titled this the way that I titled it. That's one of my takeaways based on the observation. Hypothetically, everybody that said, all the women that said, oh, he lame for addressing it online, he lame for saying it on social media, that's cool. But they would have called that man lame if he didn't say it on social media. They would have called that man weak, controlling, and insecure if he addressed it in-house and it made its way to online or social media. They would have called that man controlling either way. They would have said he is trying to police the way that she dresses either way. So while I feel everybody that's saying he shouldn't have addressed it on social media, I get that. But hypothetically speaking, let's say he did not address it on social media. He still would have been called the same thing. Word would have got out that he wasn't too fond of what she had on. Word would have got out, man. It's impossible. Word would have got out. Word would have got out. If he would have addressed it in-house, if he would have addressed that situation in-house, word would have got out that the boyfriend, Darius Jackson, had problems with what she had on at this concert with Usher. And then as soon as word would have got out, the women would have been like, see, there you go. He controlling, he lame, he weak. They wouldn't have been like, oh, good thing he handled it privately in-house. They wouldn't have given him kudos for that. So while I understand the people that say, oh, he shouldn't have addressed it on social media, I get that. I don't disagree with y'all. But if he would have addressed it privately and it would have leaked out anyway, which it would have, people still would have been dragging him. They still would have been dragging him. Still would have been dragging him. At least the women would still be dragging him. He trying to police the way that she dressed. It wasn't nothing wrong with what she had on. Dudes always trying to control women, this, that, and the third. They still would have been saying that exact same thing, no matter if he would have addressed it online or privately. Because even if you address something like that privately and you in a relationship with Keke Palmer, it's no such thing as privately. It gets leaked out. It gets leaked out. It's going to make its way to social media anyway. Word is going to travel that he wasn't too fond of what she had on. Somebody will leak that. Somebody will say something. So either way, dude would have went. I feel like either way he would have went with it. He was still going to get ridiculed. He was still going to get criticized. Either way. Now, again, I'm not disagreeing with folks who say he shouldn't have took it to social media. All I'm saying is I guarantee you it would have made it to social media anyway, and he still would have got dragged. They still would have been dragging him. They still would have been dragging him. They still would have been dragging him. So again, the culture that I come from, we always take a situation and apply it to self. So I take the situation, and that's why I give you hypotheticals. You'll place yourself in a situation, things like that. I always apply everything to self. So like I said, when I saw what happened, I just started to look at responses. And responses, when I'm looking at these responses, I'm tapping into human nature at this point. It's like a psychological experiment. I'm seeing how other people are responding just so I can see the nature of humanity out here. For the most part, the majority. What are the majority of people saying? How are they responding to it? That's how I'm tapped into it. I really don't care what they did. I don't care how they handled that situation. I don't care about them. The responses, though, is telling me all I need to know about people. And like I said, I already knew this, but it became a lot more evident that, again, men can't say anything. When we come out and we take charge, they call us insecure. They say we trying to be controlling. We trying to police the way they dress when we say something. Then when we do not say anything, now you are soft, you are weak, you passive, you're lame, you all of these things. So if Buddy wouldn't have said anything, because I've seen this independent of this situation, I've seen cases to where a dude will allow a woman to look a certain type of way, dress a certain type of way, and they don't say anything. And people are looking at them crazy. Man, I didn't been a victim of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have people inboxing me all in my mix. Man, your lady dressed like this, that, and the third. Why you ain't saying anything? So I didn't have that. I didn't dealt with that directly. So I'm actually speaking from experience. When you do not say anything, people try to judge your character as a man because you haven't said anything. So they think you haven't said anything. Whole while people don't know. You know, but it's like when you don't say anything, people out here think that you weak. They think that you soft, not knowing the whole. When you do say something, now the other side think you're trying to take control. You trying to police the way that they do this, that, and the third. You trying to change a person X, Y, and Z. I done been there, done that. I've been there, done that. So either way you go is going to be a problem. You don't say something, problem. You say something, problem. That's why I just say be yourself, stand on your principles, and never get off your square for anybody, because at the end of the day, it don't matter what you say, it don't matter what you do. There will be a group of people that got a problem with it somewhere. So we can't win. A man, we controlling, we trying to police things. If you say something, if you don't say anything, now you pass. If you weak, you less of a man, this, that, and the third. And I done had some of these lame dudes I done had some of the lame dudes in my inbox trying to come at me incorrectly. You know, I didn't had that, fam. Like, I didn't had that because I don't say anything. I'm one of the one. Just so y'all can know, the dudes that y'all talking about that don't run the social media with I'm one of them. So y'all to see my lady dress a certain type of way. Well, I don't get on social media saying, man, I don't like the way you dressing. I don't get on social media and handle that. We gonna have a discussion outside of social media. But when you do not, again, like I say, when you do not address the things publicly, people start making assumptions and they getting all in your business and your mix. So again, it's like it don't matter which way you go about the situation. All these people from the outside gonna bring some unnecessary energy into your mix. Don't matter how you approach it. You approach it privately, you still gonna have people assuming one thing. You address it publicly, they still gonna look at you sideways. So I done been there, done that. I done been there, done that. And Shaheed, that's exactly what I said. And I'm gonna make a point. That Shaheed said something that I said the moment somebody asked me how I viewed that situation. Because I had a lot of people that was trying to tell me, well, Keke Palmer done always been like that. What else did y'all expect? Well, I said, well, okay. By that logic, if Keke Palmer done always been this way that y'all saying she's been, then maybe this dude, Darius Jackson, done always been the way that he's been, and maybe he done always had the same perspective that he's had. So again, that don't make any sense. So I'm pretty sure she put that on knowing that dude wouldn't necessarily approve of that. She might have put it on just to be rebellious. They might have had some problems or something, and she might have been like, man, I'm going to put this on and make him mad. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I promise you, that wasn't the first time that she got wind of dude not liking that type of appearance, you know, or apparel. Like, I guarantee you that's not her first time getting wind of that information. Guarantee you. I guarantee that was not Keke Palmer's first time getting wind of, hey, he don't like that type of clothing, or lack of, or lack thereof, I should say. So everybody was like, oh man, Keke Palmer had always been like that. Well, maybe dude always, and then somebody had the nerve to say, man, somebody told me something along the lines of, see, there y'all go, men always going after the women that they, what they say that they don't want, or something like that. I'm like, man, what? Somebody told me something along the lines of Keke Palmer always been like that, and that just goes to show you that y'all men always go after the women that y'all don't want. And I'm like, I'm looking at this chick that said that like this. You can easily flip the statement that you just said. Just like you saying this dude is dating a woman that he don't want, obviously, because he trying to change her. She doing the same thing. She done had a child by this dude, and I'm pretty sure he had the same perspective. So obviously, here go another woman dating a dude that she don't want. So I'm like, man, y'all can't be that one dimensional with y'all arguments. I mean, the chick literally was like, there y'all go, but men always dating the women that they don't want, trying to change them. Whole while ignoring the fact that Keke Palmer might be doing the same exact thing, talking to a dude that she don't want, trying to change him, or trying to force him to accept something. Moni, what's happening? Disciples of Christ, peace, what's happening? Linda, you say, do you feel this is one of those cases where you see who wears the pants in a relationship? I mean, it could be something like that. This could be something along those lines, but man, at the end of the day, I just feel like, and again, of course, everybody went and dug up his past and dug up some old tweets of him being a coon and all that type of stuff. That's why I always place hypotheticals in a situation, because I don't really care about the parties involved. So I'm not defending him. I'm not bashing her. I'm not you know what I'm saying? It's none of that. You know, but people change too, you know? So when you start bringing up stuff from people's past and act like they still the same person, I feel like that's like irresponsible. You know, because if I happen to say something and it goes viral and people start bringing up things I said 10 years ago, it ain't gonna look too pretty. Some of them things I said 10 years ago, I might not feel the same way, you know, 10 years later. So that's always funny when people start doing that. You know, they start digging up, finding tweets and Facebook statuses that you made 12 years ago and use them against you. Thunder, my brother, for sure. And that's the thing. Like, and I even said, man, like, women got to get out of this thing. A lot of these women got to get out of that mindset of thinking the dude is trying to control them when he offers suggestions or things like that in reference to what you have. Like when you are, listen, when you when you have on clothes that's revealing a little too much, and your man says something, you got to get out of the habit of just thinking he trying to control you and police the way that you dress. Remove your emotions from the situation. Man, I didn't had women and young ladies back in the day try to tell me things about my appearance, and hey, I removed my emotions, and if it made sense, I made adjustments. We got to stop dealing with those emotions, man. Like, listen, not every dude is trying to control you. Not every dude is trying to police the way that you dress. Some of us, we just don't want you revealing everything to the public, fam. We just don't want that. We don't want you going to a place where it's a bunch of savage dudes revealing yourself, knowing that I'm not gonna be there. We don't want you to be on TV revealing yourself, got everybody thinking that you ain't got a man at the crib. Like, we just don't want that. And I don't feel like nothing is wrong with that. And I don't feel like a dude is insecure because he prefers that. I don't feel like a dude is insecure because that's his perspective. Now, you got some dudes that they definitely are controlling in that regard. But it's a lot of brothers that's not. You know what's crazy? It's crazy. It's funny when the roles are reversed when it comes to dressing. When a dude tries to tell a woman what to wear, what not to wear, he gets looked at as controlling, insecure. But you know how many times I done heard about women dressing their men? You know how many times I done heard about a woman dressing her man because he can't dress? You know how many times I done heard that because a woman don't like the way her man dresses, she dresses him? You know how many, man, that I hear that a lot. I hear that a lot about a woman dressing her man because she don't like the way he dressed. So she recommend, like, she's his stylist. It's funny how when the roles are reversed, different it's different words used. The vocabulary is different. I'm his stylist, and this, that, and the third. Nah, you controlling the way he dress. You don't like the way that man, you don't like his style of clothing. You don't like his taste in clothing. Now you dressing that man. You policing the way he dressed. You are policing the way that man dressed because you don't like his style. You don't like his taste in clothing. You are policing how he dressed. You want him to dress how you want him to dress. But when a woman is doing that for her man, it is not viewed in a negative light. It is not viewed as if she is trying to control her man. It's never viewed like that. And I know plenty of cases, and I done heard plenty of women talk about that in regards to they dude, how they don't like the shoes that he be wearing, this, that, and the third. And she buy him all these type of shoes that she want to see him in. She don't like the clothes that he wears, so she buy him the clothes she want to see him in. Man, I done heard that quite often. But nobody is telling these women that, hey, you policing the way he dressed. Stop trying to control that man, how he dress. I didn't heard women say, look, you cannot be going out with me looking sloppy. So I'm going to dress you. I didn't heard women say this. I didn't heard women, that is their criteria. You cannot be going out with me looking sloppy. So they would take it upon themselves to dress you when they go out. Is that not policing the way somebody dresses? Please correct me if I'm wrong. So if a woman can say she don't like her man to look sloppy if they going out together, then why is it viewed in a negative light when a man says, I don't want you looking sloppy? Because that's a sloppy look to him. You looking slutty when you go out revealing your body parts. When a man says that, now all of a sudden, it's controlling, it's policing how somebody dresses, this, that, and the third. But as my brother just said, it's upgrading the man when they tell him how to dress, when they buy him clothes. It's upgrading them. That's crazy. That's crazy. Now, that's crazy to me. That's something that I've realized and observed. Y'all can tell us how to dress, and we supposed to take it. Y'all can tell us how y'all want our hair to look. All of this type of stuff, man. I done had, man, listen, back in the day, man, I done had with, man, you need to get your hair in a bun, and you need to wear this, and you need to wear that. No. Stop talking to me. But the moment I tell them they need to wear something, I'm not finna have no man telling me what to wear, what I can and cannot wear. That's what it turns into. But they quick to tell they man what he can and cannot wear. You can't wear those shoes going out with me. I'm finna be dressed like this. You can't be dressed like that and we going out. We going out to this function. Man, why I can't be dressed like this? You ashamed of me? You know what I'm saying? But you can go out here and your whole ass showing. Then if I say something, no man finna tell me how to dress. Okay. 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 That makes a lot of sense. It makes no sense at all. So that's one thing I definitely observed, just based off of the responses, based off of people that I know, and some of the things that I seen them say. It's like some of y'all that y'all can't talk. You know what I'm saying? Because I done seen y'all police the way y'all man dress. And y'all brag about that. Y'all brag about it. Y'all brag about it. Now, this is the part of that whole Usher Keke Palmer situation. This the part that I ain't heard a lot of people discuss. I feel like Usher noticed Usher knew Keke Palmer had a boyfriend. So where was the respect also from Usher? You know what I'm saying? Like that's my, like, if I know you up here, like, listen, if I know you got a man, like, I'm not even finna be on that type of time with you. I'm not gonna be on that type of time, man, because I respect the brother. I wouldn't want nobody all up on my lady like that. So when I know somebody got a lady like that, man, I'm not about to be on that type of time, even if she going. That's just the respect I have, because it's the golden rule. I wouldn't want nobody doing that to my lady, so I'm not about to be pressing up on somebody else's lady. Now, if Usher didn't know she was in a situation, which I be finding that type of stuff hard to believe, then that's one thing. But if he knew if he had prior knowledge, like then that's also disrespectful on his end. Like to be for real with me, that shows me how much respect you have for me. Any brother, but trust me right now. Any bro, if I find out any of y'all try to press up on my lady when I'm not around, we got problems. And if she go for it, then I got problems with everybody. I got problems with her, and I got problems with you. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you knew that I existed. That means you had no regards. You had no regards for my relationship with my lady. You had no regards for me as a man because you pressing up on my lady. So best believe if I find out I got a problem with you and I got a problem with her, because you had no regards for me as a man, and I gotta check you for that. Then I got a problem with her. If she, you know what I'm saying, she did something, she was going. I got problems with all parties. Ain't nobody exempt. Ain't nobody exempt. Y'all all finna get addressed. You know what I'm saying? Y'all all about to get addressed. Like straight up. She about to get addressed. You about to get addressed. You know what I'm saying? Because you just disregarded me as a man. So we gonna have to address this. We ain't gonna play. You ain't gonna play with me. So everybody gonna have to see me. You know what I'm saying? Everybody finna have to talk to me. But and then this is another thing I want to tap into. A lot of the women say, a lot of the women was like, oh, well, he ain't put a ring on it, so anything goes. Woo, woo, woo. That is the dumbest. Those are the dumbest sentiments. Marcel, peace, what's happening? Those are the dumbest sentiments. When these chicks say, well, she ain't married to him, so it ain't no big deal. It don't matter. Fam, y'all act like people just wake up and get married in 6 months. At some point, you have to prepare for marriage. You don't just go from, hey, we are a thing, to married. You know what I'm saying? So at some point, you have a process before you get married. We cannot ignore this process, fam. You have to prepare yourself to be a wife to the guy. You have to prepare yourself to be a husband to the lady. This could take years. So at some point, you got to act like a wife before you become a wife. At some point, you got to act like a husband before you become one. Or else, how would you know the person is worthy? So that doesn't make any freaking sense when people say, well, he ain't married her. He ain't put a ring on it. Bro, you got to act like a wife before you become one. Like, what are y'all talking about? You just going to automatically, at the snap of a finger, have wife qualities the moment you get a ring. Emphatically, no. That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. So boom, he gonna put a ring on her, and then she gonna wake up overnight and have the qualities of a wife. That's how y'all saying it works. That's what y'all telling me. This is what some women are telling me. Boom. He gonna give her a ring, and then she gonna snap and have the qualities of a wife. She ain't gotta practice being one before she becomes one. She gonna get the ring, then boom, all of a sudden, magically, she gonna have the qualities of a wife. Magically, overnight, because she got a ring. That's how it happens. Man, that ring doesn't do that, fam. That ring doesn't change a person over freaking night, fam. Y'all put too much of an emphasis on the labels husband and wife. Y'all really do. People just need to be respectful individuals, period, man. When you are in a relation, man, listen, when I step outside, listen, first of all, I'm representing myself as a man. So my reputation is everything. So I'm representing myself first and foremost. I don't want myself to look stupid out here. My reputation is everything I guarded with my life. That's one of the 48 laws of power. Your reputation is everything guarded with your life. So when I step outside, I'm a representation of myself first. Then I'm representing my family. And then I'm representing everybody I got relationships with. Man, you represent folks when you step out here, fam. You know, so I'll make sure I carry myself a certain type of way, man, because I'm a representation of myself, then my family brand. Everybody that's connected to me, that's family, I'm a representation of that. That's the brand, fam. That's the brand. Because you never know, man. You might be taught, somebody might come across my mom Dukes that I didn't came across. And they be like, such and such is your son? And she be like, yeah. Like, man, that was a very honorable dude. And that might get my mom somewhere in life. That might get my nephew somewhere in life. Once people find out we are connected. So you got to understand, man, that you are listen, whether you want to admit this or not, that's how this thing goes, fam. You know, but first and foremost, you represent self. Guard your reputation with your life, man. Don't go out here looking silly and stupid. You know, don't go out here looking silly and stupid, fam. So I'm big on that. I'm big on that. I carry myself a certain type of way on purpose, fam. On purpose. Ain't nobody about to tap in with any of my people that I fool with and word get back that they fool and it messes up something from. They gonna be like, man, that's a nice, respectable young man. When people back in the day, when people used to meet my parents that came across me, they'd be like, man, you got a very respectable son. You know what I'm saying? It'd be a bunch of positives. You know what I'm saying? Like that goes back. That's the message that travels back to my mom, like back in the day. Like, man, you got a very honorable, you got a very respectable son. You got a very intelligent son. Those are the messages that get back. Because I'm representing I was representing the family brand at that time. Now, if I would have been going out here acting a fool, then they would have been they would have been looking at my pops like, man, who you raising? Like, how you raise this dude? They gonna be questioning his parenting. So I understood that early, man. So when I'm going out amongst my elders, man, I carry myself a certain type of way. Because my people's raised me a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to carry myself like that in public. Especially back then because I was representing the family brand. So when you get in a relationship with a person, man, they're a reflection of the family brand. You're not about to be going out here acting and looking in a certain type of way that's in total opposition to my principles, to our principles. You know what I'm saying? To our foundation. It's not a good look. You representing the brand. Come on now. Dominique, what's happening? TR, KR, what's happening? MC, man, we held to a ridiculously high standard. You know, because at the end of the day, Hatchet Dragon, you already know. But at the end of the day, as men or as women, like they got the crutch of we are emotional creatures and woo, all this type of stuff, hormones, this, that, and the third. So they can use that as a crutch. Not saying all of them do, but they can always fall back on that. When the dude out here acting crazy and whatnot, we don't have anything we can use as justification for that. We just get called all type of nonsense. Like it's a bad look on us when we go out here acting a certain type of way. If a man is not carrying himself a certain type of way, is that we don't have any justifications we can use. We get told we crying, we get told we weak, we get told we soft, we get told we all of that. So we can't go out here acting crazy. We can't be emotional because we can't go back and say we are emotional creatures by nature. Like we can't go out here and say that. That's the unfortunate reality. So we got to be on point all the time. And people don't understand. A lot of women don't understand how much pressure that is. Man, we got to be on point. We got to be reasonable. We got to be logical all the time. The moment we tap into an emotional side, everybody looking at us like we crazy. Everybody looking at us like we crazy when we tap into an emotional side, especially if we tap into it for too long. You know, you've been whining for 10 minutes and you've been complaining about something for 10 minutes as a man, you better wrap that up. You better wrap it up. We don't have the luxury of being able to do that. That's why a lot of us, unfortunately, have a lot of suppressed feelings and emotions, man. It's just unfortunate, But it's the law of the land, fam. You won't understand that unless you was raised as a young boy to a man. Like, no woman on the planet will understand what it's like to be raised as a young boy to a man. Just like we don't understand how it is to be raised as a young girl to a woman. You know, it's a lot that comes with that, man. I was raised by old school men. Any of y'all might be old school men that's tapped in. But if y'all was raised by old school men, y'all know what I'm talking about. I was raised on very old school principles, and my pops was military, all of that. You know, I was raised on old school principles. If you know, then you know. But I was raised by old school men, from my grandfather to my father, to a lot of my uncles, to even my brother, fam. I was raised on old school principles. That's why I'm the way that I am today. Like, that's why I have a tough exterior. You know, that's why it take a lot to break me, fam. Because I was raised on old school principles by old school men. I was raised in that generation of, man, you better not cry. Stop all that, you better not do all that crying. I was raised like that. I'm not saying that's the best way to be raised. I'm not saying it's the worst way to be raised. But that's the way I was raised. If it was some small little stuff, man, you better not cry over that. You don't have time to be crying as a man. But my sister can cry, though. It's cool. But we better not cry. We was raised like that. That's how we was raised. That's how we was raised. Unfortunately, that's how they had to raise us. Because my pops, everybody understood early that the world don't care about you crying, black man. That's what my pops was saying in so many words. My pops wasn't raising me like that because he just rough on us and he was strict. He was raising me like that to prepare me for the world. Man, the world don't care nothing about you as a black man if you out here crying. So I'm going ahead. I got to teach you this right now. Unfortunately, I got to teach this. Because you're going to get out here in the world and you're going to realize it anyway. So I might as well teach you this now. To Renzo, my brother, appreciate that donation. You say, if this society lived by military law, if the people didn't have to join but just follow laws as they are laws of nature, how much females would die and most males would fall. Yeah, 100%. I was raised on a lot of them principles. And I feel like subconsciously, that's why I have a lot of the discipline that I have. I feel like on a subconscious level, that's why I have a lot of the discipline that I have, because I was raised by my pops, who was military. Now, my brother and sister was actually born on the base. I wasn't, though. You know, but man, my pops had them, you know, he came from that type of discipline and that background. But I was raised to be a soldier out here, man. I was raised to be a warrior out here to fight, fam. Like, I wasn't raised to show emotions, fam. I wasn't raised like that, fam. I just wasn't. I wasn't. You know, I was told, man, as a man, you got to take care of business. That's what was told to me. You got to take care of business. You got to take care of the fam. You know, your emotions come last. You know, it's gonna be kids, your wife, your family. Your emotions come last. Like, your feelings come last. Like, that's how I was raised. That's just how I was raised. Again, like I say, who knows if that's good or bad, right or wrong. But that's how I was raised. To understand my feelings come last. That's why, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I don't bring my problems to people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I don't even do it, fam. Like, I'm going to solve everybody else's problems before I even get to mine. Because that's how I was raised. Like, I got to solve everybody else's problems. I got to make sure the house is in order. You know what I'm saying? I got to go out here, do what I need to do to make sure the house is in order. That's how I was raised. Like, that's what I saw my pops do. That's what I saw my grandfather do. You know what I'm saying? Shakir, what's happening? Bradley, oh yeah, for sure. Hey, definitely laughed at that. I remember that. I remember that wholeheartedly, you know? So I was raised, and hey, shoot, y'all better be lucky, man. Listen, man, women better listen. Some of these sisters better be happy that y'all don't live in other countries. You know what I'm saying? And y'all didn't come up under other cultures. Because, man, some of the ways y'all be dressing, boy, y'all be getting disowned and cut off by y'all family, y'all will be out here. Y'all might be getting beheaded out here for dressing these ways and the way y'all talk. Man, listen, some of these other coaches don't be going for none of that. Some of these other coaches don't be going for that. You know what I'm saying? So y'all get mad at some of us black men for saying, man, I don't like you a moms, man. What you dressing like that for? Why you showing why you revealing all your goods? Y'all get mad at us. Well, go ahead and go overseas and go deal with some of these other folks and coaches. And think you finna go out here grinding on Usher with your ass out. All right. See how that do you. You know, go deal with some of them and see how that ends up for you. See how that ends. Hey, we nice over here. We just can verbally say something. We can't do much. Some other places, that's the law of the land. Boy, you better not go out here dressed like that as a wife or as a girlfriend or as a woman, period. So, hey, y'all better appreciate us. We just can add our little 2 cents. We could just get on Twitter and say, hey, I don't like the way you was dressed out there. That's all. That's pretty much all we got. You know what I'm saying? That's all we got. But man, y'all be killing, like some of these women, some of these sisters be killing me though. How they go from like that piece of clothing to think that we want them to dress like Muslim women. Man, y'all know good and damn well it's a way that you can cover up and still look presentable and still look good, fam. Like, stop making it seem like we want y'all to put trash bags over you. Like, come on, fam. Y'all know man, y'all ain't got to be having y'all asses out just for y'all to look good and presentable, fam. Y'all know that. And y'all ain't got to go from having your ass out to having a trash bag over you. Fam, like, y'all know it's plenty of ways to cover up and look decent. Fam, look very good. Like, what are y'all talking about? Like, for real, that stuff be crazy with it. Antonio, for sure. Yeah, man. Hey, being a man understanding that's good. I ain't gonna, I don't know what my pops was, but I don't know about the understanding part, because me and dude got into it a lot. But hey, we got into it for, it was all for the greater good though. Internet money, peace, what's happening? Dominique, and that doesn't surprise me. TR, I'm trying to tell you, they don't. As much as I got a problem with, some things American, hey, I just know if you go to some other places, it ain't gonna work out well for you trying to move the way that you're moving here. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we got a bunch of problems, and I speak on them a lot. But some of you sisters, I challenge y'all to go to other places and try what y'all trying here. Try to talk to the men how y'all talking to us here and see how that works out for you. We don't have much of a voice, fam. Like, they killing the voice of us, period. Like, you can't say nothing to a woman these days, bro. You can't say much to your kids these days. You can't say much to a kid. If you say something wrong to your own child, bro, and they start crying, man, you might get your child taken away from you. Like, they trying to take away the voice out here, man. You can't say anything out here, fam. You say anything remotely close to offending somebody, it is a wrap for you as a man. To any group, including your own kids, if you say something to your own kids and them kids report that to the right people or the wrong people, man, you going down. Clocks in, what's happening? Hey, Moshe, I already know how they would act. I trained a few Africans. I had like 5 Africans that I was training. Shout out to my brothers. But I trained like 5 Africans. And one of the young African brothers was trying to give me some tips. I mean, not trying to give me some tips. He was asking me for tips on how to deal with the American women here. Because he was like, he was like, the American women here dress and talk in a way that would get them disowned by their families in Africa. That's what he told me. Young homie in his 20s, still in school. Young homie was like, man, how do you talk to these black women here in America? Like he was like, man, because some of the he was like the way they dress and the way they talk to men would get them disowned by their families in Africa. And I think he was from, I don't want to say Nigeria. I forgot what part of Africa he was from. That's what he told me. Bro said he ain't understand. So unfortunately, which I talked to him about, but unfortunately he started dabbling with the white chicks. Cause he couldn't communicate. He didn't understand these black women. You know what I'm saying? He just didn't understand. He couldn't do it. But I was like, you don't want to dabble with that white side neither though. You know, so I gave him a little history lesson, and he ended up going on a date with a black chick shortly after he talked to me. I ain't seen him in a minute, so I don't know how that went though. But yeah, he was a little lost in the sauce. He was like, man, he was like these women in the mirror. He was like, man, they talk in a way and dress in a way that would get them disowned. I say, yep. I say, boy, don't you? I say, tell him that. I say, boy, don't you tell him that, cause you gonna have to fist fight her if you tell her that. Try to tell one of these black women that the way you dressing and talking to get you disowned by your family, that man, you might have to body slam her. She finna start talking to you crazy. Like it's culture. Like people don't understand this is culture. And when I say culture, it's our original culture. We have deviated from our original culture. But hey, it is what it is. I got some brothers that still tapped into the culture. They telling me, hey, this to get y'all disowned. It's what they telling me, you know? So I'm like, man, hey, you got to, I had to break down everything to them, slavery and all of that, man. You got to understand, man, we was disconnected from our roots. You know, we living other than our own selves. A lot of us had to get the knowledge of self, had to acquire the knowledge of self. You know, a lot of us dealing with self-hatred. So a lot of the stuff that you see right now, it's all self-hatred. They didn't divide the family, that, you know, they destroyed the family unit. They pent the black man up against the black woman. They did all of these things. You know what I'm saying? So I had to explain this to this brother. You know, I had to break this down to him so he can get a thorough understanding. But he didn't understand what he was seeing. He didn't. Little homie was straight confused. This was like a little 23-year-old African bro was confused. He was like, man, I don't understand these women. He's like, I don't get it. I don't understand it. I was like, man, listen. I'm like, man, you would have to chop it up with me for like a month for you to gain 0.1% understanding of what you see. You know, I didn't watch the BET Awards, but I got on social media and I saw all the ratchetness from a lot of sisters on there and a lot of brothers, but primarily from some sisters looking gross. You know, and I seen a lot of people talking about, oh, the BET Awards was so ghetto and ratchet. I love it. Setting us back 1,000 years, 1,000 more years. First of all, Tyler Perry, old feminine ass, I really don't like him. You know, so once he got the rights to BET, I don't watch BET no way. I wasn't watching it to begin with. But I don't like Tyler Perry feminine ass, man. I don't like the dude. You know, so that I don't root for everything that's black, man, especially when there's some weird stuff attached to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't just gonna root for you because you're black, fam. Like, nah, like you got to be black and right and exact for me to be rocking with you. Tyler Perry, a little feminine fun boy. And not the feminine fun boy that I can fool with. I don't like Tyler Perry. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just keep it like that. I just don't like it. I don't like what he be pushing and promoting. He a big part of the agenda. Like, he big with it. So I'll be good on that. Life of Commerce. Peace, peace. Appreciate that donation. But yeah, that sexy red stuff, man. You walking around, performing, looking ratchet with a wad of money. I'm talking about a wad of money to everybody in this audience. That's probably gas money for them. And you walk around looking stupid with a wad of money singing the most ratchet song on the planet. And everybody like, yes, it's so ghetto and ratchet. I love it. So that's what we on. Like that's what we on. Some is ghetto and ratchet, and we talking about we love it. But then let a white person, let somebody call us ghetto and ratchet. Now we want to fight. These same sisters that was talking about, man, the BET Awards so ghetto and ratchet, they love it. Then let you go call them ghetto and ratchet. They ready to slit your throat. They ready to slit your throat. The BET Awards so ratchet, ghetto, I loved it. Oh, okay, so you ghetto and ratchet. Boom, now you got a fighter. Mr. Bobby, yep. Unfortunately, she is from my city. Matter of fact, one of my clients went to high school with her. That's how just bad this is for me. Yeah, but yep. But hold on, let me see. Rock Fresh, you say, what do you think is the solution? Rock, the solution, this is the big solution. Because first off, one of the solutions is to go get Amos Wilson's book, The Blueprint to Black Power, and then get Claude Anderson's book, Powernomics. Those two books right there got all the solutions. And we just follow the blueprints in those books. But the first blueprint is ownership. And when I say ownership, I mean by the right people. You know what I'm saying? Like not people that's trying to push these agendas. So you got plenty of black people that has ownership, but they are corrupted. They have been bought off. They have been corrupted by the enemy, by the oppressor. I'm talking about those of us that's right and exact. We got to own more. We got to have more control of the narrative. And then we got to support these individuals that have these platforms, these authentic and genuine black individuals that have these businesses and these platforms. We got to pour all our support and money to these individuals so they can grow. That's the biggest key. The big key, I got degrees in business, so I'm going to always deal with it on an economic level. That's one of the ways we got to, unfortunately, we are in the wilderness of North America. So we got to deal with the economics. We got to deal with finance. We got to deal with the money. We got to deal with that. That's a big step towards liberation. That's a big key towards our liberation. Is mastering the economics. So we got to create businesses, platforms, and we got to support the righteous individuals. We got to find these righteous individuals and we got to promote. Because we already know these platforms by themselves ain't going to do it. These people ain't going to hit the algorithms like they should. So we got to find these individuals and we got to push them consistently. Got to keep pushing them. And we got to keep creating platforms. More platforms, man. The more we push and the more we create, the more we give these people an opportunity to be seen and heard. And that's what it's about. Oh, yeah, Moni, yeah, she had chlamydia twice. Yep. You know what I'm saying? She said, did an interview talking about she had chlamydia twice. Like, that's something that we care to know. Between her and Glorilla, like, they be making these young ladies look so stupid, fam. I done seen and heard Glorilla say some of the craziest things on air. Like, it's like, come on, bro, you embarrassing yourself, fam. You cannot be this lost in the sauce, man. I'm talking about, I forgot what I saw on Facebook from Glorilla, man, that she didn't know bacon was pork, something, man. It was something like that, man, where she didn't know bacon was pork, something like, it was something along those lines. I don't know what it was verbatim, but I'm like, fam, come on, man. Like, we can't be getting on here embarrassing ourselves and then think it's cute and funny. Moni, yeah, and I saw that too. That's what I'm saying. Like, why I'm not about to be getting on these interviews and saying some of this crazy nonsense so everybody can laugh at me. You know what I'm saying? All these other groups of people looking back, laughing like, look at these idiots. Look at these untamed beasts. Look at him. Like, she ain't know bacon was pork. Ha ha ha, they are stupid. Like, oh, she had chlamydia twice and she thinks it's cute. Ha ha ha, they are stupid. Like, man, shut up. Like, some things you do not have to reveal. But what? We try to say things for shock value. We trying to go viral. Like, I cannot I can't stand that. If listen, when my people get on some of these platforms and had these interviews and they say some dumb stuff, man, that's a pet peeve of mine. Like, do not get on there embarrassing your, because again, it goes back to what I was talking about, representing the brand. Whether we claim some of these people or not, they represent black folks when they get on these platforms, fam, and say this dumb stuff. Like, you represent your people, fam. And that's how I conduct myself, man. So I be mindful of what I say. I'm representing my people. I'm not about to get on here and be like, man, ain't no bacon was pork. Fam, if you had doubts about bacon being pork, you could just take your phone out and Google that, fam. You don't have to get online and make that known and look stupid. Hey, Hatchet Dragon, The Art of the Deal by Donald Trump is a great book. It's crazy. It's a lot. Most of Donald Trump's books are great. I remember people called me a Trump supporter because I was reading this book. I got a few Trump books. How else we gonna master this system if we don't study folks like Donald Trump? When I was getting my degrees in business, we talked a lot about Donald Trump. But yeah, so you gotta study these folks. They studied us. That's how they got us. You know what I'm saying? So we study them so we can master them and master their system and their game. Graphic arts, and that's the unfortunate reality. It's crazy. That's how these people see themselves until you see them in that light. That's what's funny. They see themselves in these people until you say something. So graphic arts, you're right. That's how they see themselves until you, graphic arts, say, hey, you ratchet. Hey, you ghetto. Now they ready to fight you, graphic arts. So it's until you say something that they have a problem. But when you don't say anything, yeah, they see themselves as ratchet, ghetto, all this. Then when you call them that, now they ready to fight you. Yeah, they ready to square up with you now. They ready to cut you. Because now you done said you ratchet and you ghetto. All because of that's the energy that they giving off. So you calling it how you see it. Moshe, exactly. And that's why I try to go so hard with the content. I done been slacking off, but that's why I try to go so hard with the content to neutralize the garbage. I be trying to put out more content than anybody. At least I was back in the day when I when I had the energy to do it. But I was trying to oversaturate the market with better energy, with better black energy. You know what I'm saying? I was going to force my way into the algorithm. That was one of my marketing strategies. I'm going to get back to it. But it was like, man, I'm going to get on your nerves. Every time you look up, I'm live. Every time you look up, I'm posting something. I was going to force my way into this algorithm, because there's too much garbage out here and it's too many people that shouldn't be talking that's out here talking. But when you say something, you hating on these people. Man, Bobby, listen, and it's crazy because all I've ever said in life is that it's about balance. Man, I'm gonna listen to the gangster, the you know what I'm saying, the gangster music. Man, I listen to horrorcore rap, I listen to gangster rap, but then I'm gonna turn on some Dead Prez, Immortal Technique, Lupe Fiasco, and all that. K Reno, I'm gonna Killer Priest, I'm gonna turn on all that. Lauren Hill, I got balance. Bomber, I'm gonna turn on some reggae. Like, I got balance. That's all that we are saying. Fam, there is no balance. You just got Sexy Red, Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion. You just got ratchetness from the women in the mainstream. Ratchetness. Pure ratchetness. But the messed up part about it is you have a lot of talented female artists that they are obviously not gonna make it to the mainstream. Which I kind of don't want them to make it to the mainstream, because once they make it to the mainstream, they have the tendency to get corrupted. You know, so you got a lot of underground Lauryn Hill types from the MC perspective, but they just don't get the time of the day. Yeah, Antonio, you lame, you know what I'm saying? You boring, you whack, you this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? So Flo, that's one of my favorite rappers alive. Well, dead or alive. For sure. Mo, you say you see how India Reed got Meg Thee Stallion and Janelle Monae together because of the twerking at the Essence Fest, man. One of my clients, one of my homeboys was talking to me about that earlier. Didn't didn't Jill Scott say something too? If I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I heard they came at India Reed. But didn't they come? Didn't Jill Scott say something too? Somebody let me know. I think Jill Scott said something. Was it Jill Scott? Somebody else said something too. I know India Reed. They was trying to come at India Reed. But was Jill Scott the other person that said something? I ain't get to tap in. Can't say nothing out here, fam. Like why y'all coming at they be coming at the strangest people. Oh, she remixed the national. Okay, that's what somebody was showing me. All right. Yeah, okay. Okay, she remixed the national anthem. That's what somebody showed me. All right, I saw that. I'm like, all right, man, what everybody talking about Jill Scott for? Then somebody actually was showing me that. Okay, cool. But yeah, I heard about India Ari. What did she say exactly? Like, what she do exactly? I heard about it, but I didn't go into the full, so I didn't get to look into it fully. So what exactly did India Ari say and do? I need to know exactly what she said and did, because I didn't get a chance to look at it fully. You know, I heard about it, like my client mentioned it, and I didn't get a chance to look into it any further. So what exactly did she say and do? Somebody let me know real quick. I heard it involved her, like I heard what it involved. I just don't know exactly what was said here. Oh, Antonio, you already know. Oh, I can't relate. I can't relate to no sister out here having respect for herself. What? That's what some of these sisters will say. When you try to put them on a respectable female MC, I can't relate to that. You can't relate to a woman being intelligent and having respect for herself. What? You can't relate to that, but you can relate to a woman that's disrespecting herself and degrading herself. Okay, got it. Roger that. You know, you can relate to a chick that's degrading herself, but you can't relate to a chick that has respect for herself and is intelligent. Okay. Gotcha. That makes a lot of sense. So you have no respect for yourself. So okay, if I treat you as such, I don't want you to be mad at that. You know, when I treat you accordingly, don't get mad at me. Soul flow, exactly. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Want to be wise, but you can't relate to the wives that's, well, I can't say the wives that's making music, because some of the wives that make music make the trash music. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Beyonce was full blown married talking about all my single ladies. I laugh to this day every time I think of that one. Beyonce was big time married, and her anthem was all my single ladies. Boy, I tell you, mainstream is something else. But mainstream is something else. Boy, mainstream is hilarious. Oh yeah, Moni, for sure. And then and man, listen, especially that everything is everything for kids. And that be the messed up part though. That be the messed up part. Because the moment things become mainstream, especially in 2023, we can guarantee you that some women gonna see it. I mean, not women. I said women. I meant to say kids. We guarantee you some kids gonna see it. You know, so that's why I get mad every time you see some. Because I'm gonna go back to my childhood. We may not supposed to be seeing it, but a kid gonna see it. I ain't gonna lie. When Nelly now came out with the tip drill video, man, I'm young. I'm 12, 13, standing up to 2 o'clock at night to watch the video because it's on a mainstream platform called BET Uncut. Everybody has access to it. Kids gonna sneak and watch it. So when certain things make it to the mainstream, it's inevitable that these kids gonna tap into it. Man, you couldn't. I was gonna watch BET Uncut unless you took the TV out the room. Okay, Moni, oh yeah, she oh snap. Yeah, she was going in. Yeah, I heard they was going in on NDIRE. Brown skin. I be bumping NDIRE. I'll go bumper when I leave her. NDIRE and Jill Scott, man, some very underrated artists. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of respect for them too as far as they music. Yeah, but I didn't heard a few people talking bad about NDIRE. I'm like, man, we ain't finna do that. Yeah, we ain't finna do that. What was that, man? Was that her second album or her first? Her first 2 albums, man, classics, man. Y'all stop playing with NDIRE. You know what I'm saying? Listen to all this ratchet nonsense. Some of y'all need to listen to some NDIRE. Y'all need to balance yourselves out and listen to some NDIRE and some Jill Scott. Y'all need to take a long walk around the park. Y'all need to listen to that. Straight up. That's what some of y'all missing in y'all lives. That NDIRE, that Jill Scott. Like y'all need that 100%. You know what I'm saying? But y'all, man, I tapped into the time, man. I'm about to run late. I'm always late. I be strictly on African time. Africans say, a lot of my African brothers say, hey, you ain't late long as you get there. You ain't late. No such thing as late. Long as you show up, you good. I live by that. Long as I show up, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? My peoples know I'm always a few minutes late. Listen, I'm tapped in to my ancestors. I run on African time. Ain't no such thing as late. Long as I show up. Straight up. But man, I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate all the donations. I appreciate all the comments, man. This is a powerful build, powerful stream. Feel good to get back into the swing of things, man. I'm gonna try to be going in more often. I've been taking a little break, just doing the knowledge. Hey, I want to recommend a book real quick. Hey, this book crazy. This book crazy right here, man. The Silver Mind Control Method. This is the book for the day. I forgot to show y'all this. Hey, this book crazy. This book gonna get your mind right. Literally. This book literally gonna get your mind right. The Silver Mind Control Method. If you know about it, then you know what I'm talking about. But this the book right here, man. This the book recommendation for the night, man. Go on Amazon, cop this ASAP. For real, the Silver Mind Control Method. But man, we back on it, man. We back on it. Giving these sermons to the masses, man. So I'm gonna tap in with y'all soon. And maybe tomorrow. Who knows? Who knows? Terence, I already know you got this one. I already know you hip. But man, hey, y'all be easy. I'm gonna let y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Friday evening, man. Y'all stay healthy out here. Y'all stay peaceful. Y'all stay powerful. I'm out, y'all. Peace.